Weedsday Wednesday, Tucson, Arizona's #1 online radio podcast about all things medical cannabis. Your host, Belle
and the Cannabis Kid. Our show features news, interviews, and all the latest information about anything and everything medical cannabis related in Tucson, Arizona, and the world at large.
We'd love to hear from you. Please give us a call live at 646-915-8421. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on all social media, or email thctucson@gmail.com.
We'd like to thank Tumbleweed Health Center and Studio C, along with our many sponsors, for hosting our show every week. With the lowest price certifications in town, you'll find hemp products, accessories, and all things related to medical cannabis education.
Visit Tumbleweed Health Center at 4826 East Broadway Boulevard or online at tumbleweedshealthcenter.com. And remember,
Be smart
be safe
and educate.
All right, welcome to Weedsday Wednesday, everybody. Woo! That was funny because I'm tired. That woohoo was pathetic. That was a pathetic woohoo. Yes, last night was Stevie Nicks. Can't imagine. She's asleep right now. I can tell you that right now. Good night, Stevie. Good job. Oh my God. 77. Yeah, again, I'll do it. I'll explosion that sucker. 77. 70 freaking 7 years old that lady is. Come on. Oh, just recently broke her shoulder. Told the doctor to just jump off a cliff. She was getting back out there to get on the road again. Yeah. She's our magic lady. She is. All right. Well, welcome to Weedsday Wednesday. How is it going, everybody? All right. Belle Star here. Silver Sisters on the way. Cannabis Kid is somewhere in the universe. It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Cannabis Kid? Where is he? All right. Thanks for being here today, folks. As I mentioned, I'm just tired. So I thought, you know what? That'd be cool to go through the ailments from the state of Arizona's health department's website that tells you what you can and can't get your medical marijuana card for. So I thought, well, you know what? Might be kind of cool to find some educational videos that we can just play and listen to, and maybe get a bagel and cream cheese and a coffee and sit down and listen. Because that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start off with the first one, which is the first ailment is PTSD. So if you want to get your medical cannabis card, you just get on down to 4826 East Broadway. No, don't go there anymore. You just pass that. Get on over to 6224 East Speedway Boulevard. I told you I was tired, guys. Yeah, I told you I was tired. Holy cow, I just sent you to the old address. We moved into our other beautiful shop. It's called the Good Leaf. And we are over by Bookman's at Speedway in Wilmot. So we literally share the same wall with Bookman's. We hear them putting all their fun stuff away. So come on over, 6224 East Speedway Boulevard. And if you want, you don't have to even come on down. You can get certified via telemedicine. We do offer the telemedicine. So what just happened to all my sound effects? Oh, man, this is crazy. Nope, 2. It just kind of collapsed on me. So we'll just bust out of there and then we'll just start it over. Do over. Yeah, so come on down. Beautiful shop. Telemedicine available. You can sit in your car, sit at home. Just make sure you have a clear connection so our doctors can see you. So they can see you proper, because they do want to see you, because mostly I mean, yeah, we do have some new certifications, and that's really awesome. A lot of times we see our renewal patients, and that's awesome as well. Because once you meet with one of our doctors, you really like them, and you'll want to meet with them again. Guarantee it, because they're just awesome doctors. At Tumbleweeds Health Center. Okay, so I'm gonna do our little commercial, and then we're gonna launch right into a video from Weedakit, educational videos out there in the world that we play in our shop actually. But this one will be about PTSD and marijuana and how it may help treat your symptoms. There's some crazy stuff in the world, and I'll just warn you right now, the video is well, the first part of it's a little rough. And I don't want to just skip it, because I mean that's the whole problem, is people just skip over the things that are hard in life and pretend that, you know, they don't have to deal with it. But sorry, you have to deal with it. All right. So if you want to get your medical cannabis card, these are the conditions you can get your card with. And even if you don't have, if your condition is not on this list, but the treatment for your condition, like the meds or whatever you're doing to treat it, is causing something on this list, then you can get your card. It's pretty great. PTSD, cancer, glaucoma, AIDS, chronic pain, nausea, seizures, including epilepsy, HIV, Hep C, ALS, Crohn's, agitation of Alzheimer's, dementia, cachexia or wasting syndrome, severe and persistent muscle spasms like multiple sclerosis. And so things like Parkinson's and menstrual cramps and muscle cramps and fibromyalgia and migraines, those fall in chronic pain. The Parkinson's and Tourette's causes tremors. Tremors itself is a condition. Autism and Asperger's causes problems. Some of these things causes pain with repeated self-injury. Some of them cause internal pain with migraines. Some of them cause nausea and wasting syndrome. So there's a lot. If you didn't hear your condition, don't worry, because we can probably talk to you about that and find out what kind of what you do have going on and what we can get you to get your card with.
If you suffer from one of these medical conditions and have been diagnosed by an Arizona licensed physician, medical cannabis may help relieve your symptoms. Tumbleweeds Health Center is Arizona's premier cannabis certification, health, and education center. Our primary focus is to help the patients of Arizona obtain their medical marijuana card and educate everyone about medical cannabis. With current medical records, approval is a simple process. Contact Tumbleweeds Health Center to see if you qualify for your Arizona medical marijuana card.
Are chronic conditions holding you back from a happy, healthy life? Get on the right track with Tumbleweeds Health Center. Our CBD products are formulated to fit your health lifestyle.
I would definitely say that CBD has changed my life. I mean, I don't worry about my dog anymore, and I don't worry about sleeping anymore.
Tumbleweeds Health Center, voted #1 health center in Tucson, has created a proprietary number of CBD blends, each designed to promote health and well-being. Let Tumbleweeds Health Center show you how CBD products might help you improve your life the natural way. Are chronic conditions holding you back?
Are they? Give us a call, 520-838-4430. You can email your conditions and your medical records to thctucson@gmail.com. And then, like I said, we do offer the telemedicine option. And if you just go to Tumbleweeds Health Center, .com, you can fill out our telemedicine form, and we will get in touch with you. We will get your appointment made. We send you a link to your email with a link to a video with our doctor. So it's super simple. And you meet with our doctor and send us your pretty picture for the new card, for the new 2-year card, and you're good to go. It's pretty simple. We email you an invoice, and it's all good. It's all done. So with that, it's from Vice. It's on YouTube. We just like to look up, various videos and see maybe who else has an opinion in the world besides me. So this one, it's all about why marijuana could help save veteran lives. And I want to say this before I start playing this, and we will have our break in about 20 minutes, because you'll need it after hearing these first 20 minutes. This is a rough one, okay? I'm not going to lie. But like I said, we got to face facts here. But I also want to say that PTSD, and I heard someone call it the other day PTS. They didn't consider it a disorder. It's not a disorder. It's just what it is. It's post-traumatic stress from a situation. It should be called PTSS. Post-traumatic situation stress. Yeah. It's just, it can be anything. People have PTSD from life experiences. We all know, there are things out there other, yes, the veterans and the wars. And that's, you're going to hear some stuff this morning that, maybe you might, want to bleep out. But PTSD comes with so many situations in life. And if cannabis can help that with people, holy cow, a natural plant help us get through the emotional part of, a really difficult situation. Heck yeah. Let's do it. So I'm going to post this actual link on our blog. If you want to blog in, go to tumbleweedshealthcenter.com, get to the radio section. Click the link. It'll take you to YouTube. I don't do videos right now because I just, my hair's a mess. Sorry. I have to laugh at that every time because if you knew what my hair looked like, you'd be like, oh, Lordy. But you can get on there and chit chat with us. So, all right, we're going to play it. It's 44 minutes. We're going to take our break in just a little bit here. But this is why marijuana could help save veteran lives.
I'm here in DC with veterans who are protesting for access to marijuana instead of opiates to treat their PTSD. They want to get their voices heard, and I think they're going to raise a little hell.
We just want the attention that 22 veterans a day are killing themselves because they don't have access to this plant.
This is safer than anything else that they give out. Anything else they give out.
This is love. This little joint right here is love.
Since 9/11, more than 2.5 million Americans have served in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. The combat experience is so intense that on return, up to a fifth of all soldiers suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. The VA treats these vets with dozens of opiates and prescription pills. But with veterans killing themselves at a shocking rate of 22 suicides per day, many think the pills don't work.
Seriously.
Now, some vets have turned to marijuana as an alternative treatment. But since weed is still federally illegal, the VA refuses to prescribe it. I want to know if weed can help veterans navigate the nightmare that is PTSD.
So we'll take that big one back there, put it in the spot that you feel would be best.
Yep.
Pulling out traps.
I'm here to meet Danny Palmer, an Iraq vet with severe PTSD.
See how it's got a pathway right through here?
Yeah.
So we'd want to put it right in that little spot here.
What about here? Danny follows the Department of Veterans Affairs recommended treatment plan of prescription medication, which does not include marijuana. So this is what you do to relax, huh, Danny?
Yeah, this is my stress relief.
Danny and I are in the isolated Arizona desert to lay fox traps. One of the few activities he can do away from his many PTSD triggers. Look at these. Wow.
Let's say the predator is way out that way, or one's way out that way, or way out that way. They're not going to know that this is there.
Right.
So you take something of this nature,
Right.
and then they're going to want to come and check that out.
Prior to combat, Danny was a star athlete.
So the final step, downhill feathers, we'll just take a handful of that, toss it in there, and make it look like something died. There
Wow.
you go.
This
looks
is
like
his
something died in there.
relaxation.
That's beautiful.
And it smells like something died in there too.
Yeah. That's perfect, man.
All right, let's set up
Well
camp.
done, buddy.
Wow.
Danny served in Iraq until 2006, when he sustained injuries to his back and knees from.
Pretty intense. We really didn't know what to expect. You know, you don't know how you're going to handle war. You don't know how you're going to react. You don't know if you're going to freeze up or if you're going to shine. We got ambushed, and it was kind of like, wait, are we being shot at? And then all of a sudden it clicked, and we're like, oh, wait, we are,
We're engaged. We're
yeah.
being shot at.
So it was conflict in every place that we went. Mortar attacks on us all the time, roadside bombs or IEDs. You don't think somebody's going to strap bombs to themselves and come running at you. You don't think people are going to cut open.
Be careful here, kids. Well, literally, folks. This is rough.
Deceased children.
Yeah.
And stitch them back up with bombs in them because they know that we would offer aid to them. I could sit here and tell you everything to the detail, and you still won't know what it's like because you don't know the sounds that stay with us. You don't know the smells that stay with us. You don't know the visuals that we see and the tears on your buddy's face.
How many roadside bombs did you
I was in 24 roadside bombs.
24.
24. The last one that lifted a 72-ton tank 4 feet off the ground.
I mean, what did it look like? What did you see?
It was a huge ball of fire. And then my lights went out. And when I came through, there was still debris and dirt falling on top of me.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like I was being buried alive. And
Whew. This is a rough one, guys.
I didn't know if I was dead or alive.
It's one thing to intellectually consider PTSD and the after effects of combat. But it's altogether different to see Danny shudder while recounting that roadside bomb. I went to his home to see what he does to cope with his war memories.
Right here, you hear my neighbors going on, and I can see everything out that way. And then that dresser there, I have an old rifle scope, so I can actually look further away and see where a threat may be. This is my area of operations, and I'm going to maintain security and peace. Now, remember, I told you I like my security and stuff, so here's
Wow, that's a lot of knives.
some people would say overkill. I've
Oh
got
my
everything
Lord.
from
There's
this size
probably
down to what would fit on your
75
keychain.
knives on the floor.
And in a sense, you know that this is too many knives.
Yeah.
You don't really need all these knives.
No, but that doesn't matter. You know, I still need this just to function.
Yeah, I mean, it's as if there was a war going on outside.
Exactly. Because there's still a war going on inside of me.
Mm.
Reality doesn't exist to me anymore. If something reminds me, I'm instantaneously back to Iraq.
You're trapped there.
How do you get rid of that? How do you cope with it? How do you turn it off?
After Danny's return from Iraq, he'd been living with his partner and their young daughter.
My daughter likes little flowers and butterflies.
Oh.
After 4 years of taking VA-prescribed pills, the increasing intensity of Danny's symptoms became too much for his partner, and she left.
That was the end of my privilege of being a father to my daughter. I wanted to commit suicide. I actually fired shots in the house and stuff. That's how upset I was. I had it here and talking to a buddy on the phone, and he's talking me out of it, and I threw the phone down, and it was just kind of shooting stuff, and I didn't know what to do.
To treat his psychological and physical pain, the VA prescribes Danny over 35 pills a day, including methadone, a synthetic substitute for heroin. His medications actually strip him of his testosterone, which he then has to replace with injections twice a month. Well, that was a lot of pills, man.
Yeah, it's a hard lot. Ooh, I don't want to sit here and take 20 different pill bottles 3 times a day and feel like a zombie. And if I forget one or the other, one's going to overpower or counter react with the other. And,
Yeah.
It's just no good.
Have you thought of doing any sort of alternative therapies, like trying medical marijuana?
Marijuana has been such a touchy subject for such a long time. When it was illegal, would never even consider it. I'm not going to do anything that's illegal. I'm not going to do anything that's conflicting with medications or contracts or anything else because I can't afford it. The VA would cut me off and I would be done.
Mm-hmm. Although medical marijuana is legal in Arizona, Danny originally signed a contract with the VA stating that he will only take VA-approved medications as directed. Marijuana was not one of them. Danny fears if he does not follow his treatment plan, he could lose all his medications and disability payments.
Yeah, but are they
Do you
working?
feel like you're being helped out as much as you can be right now? Sort of after the battle, but you're still kind of at war.
I have no support that I need. I have no medication that is giving me a fighting chance. You have pain, you have issues. Here's a cocktail from the VA. Have a good day. And it's not like I go in and get to see him or anything. It comes in the mail or by UPS. There's no therapy, talking.
They just give you pills. Pills is the only answer they have for you.
Yeah. That's it. Literally, I have lost everything that I love dearly because of this. How many soldiers have died senselessly, not only in combat, but here at home when they're supposed to be safe? I don't want to be next. I don't.
PTSD is a new name for an ancient idea. Homer talked about it in the Odyssey. Shakespeare called it a cursed melancholy. After World War I, the term shell-shock became popular. And in World War II, it became known as battle fatigue. Soldiers returning from Vietnam were said to suffer from the 1,000-yard stare. Yet, despite being around for as long as civilization, we still haven't found a solution for vets with PTSD. I've come to Belfast, Maine, to meet Ryan Beggin, a decorated Iraq vet who's defying VA protocol by using weed to treat his PTSD.
Did they ask you about your ELP yet? Extra pen?
It's extra learning. No.
ELP, extra learning program.
No, extended learning.
Oh, that's why you're in it and I'm not. Okay, well, I'll be okay. Have a great day. Okay?
Ryan returned from Iraq suddenly in 2004 when a roadside bomb blew off his elbow. So what was it like when you came back after your injury, after your surgery? Like, what state of mind were you in, and how did your PTSD manifest itself?
It comes down to an identity crisis. You live 18 years of your life under a certain set of rules that allows you to thrive in your community. And then you go in the military and you have to develop a whole different set of rules. And then you go to a combat zone, it's really reinforced because, you see death around you. And I really allowed myself to buy into that.
Look at that ear.
Okay, I want to kill you. I don't even know you, but I want to kill you.
Oh my God.
Like Danny and other vets with PTSD, Ryan continued to operate like he was in Iraq, even after he returned home.
Every time I would get into a vehicle, anything that you see on the side of the road, like these piles of leaves, my heart would stop for a little bit. I stopped breathing. Sure, getting as drunk as I could and just trying to forget.
And all the while that you were drinking like this, were you also on any other medication?
All the prescriptions, the methadone, the antidepressants, the antipsychotics. I was on heartburn medication, migraine medication, blood pressure medication, gabapentin, nerve pain, Seroquel, Valium, all the benefits. They put me on muscle relaxers like baclofen.
And who was prescribing you this medication?
The VA. These doctors, take this. This is going to help. This is going to help. I'm following their. Why isn't it helping me?
After Ryan attempted suicide 3 times, his ex-wife severely limited his visitation rights to his daughter. What's your favorite subject?
I like science, writing, and reading.
Science, writing, and reading? Do you know about what your dad's been dealing with and how he's been doing it? What do you think how he's getting better?
When I was little, he used to get hyper mental, and he used to be all over the place, and he used to be way more aggressive than he is now.
Yeah.
And the only way my mom would let him see me was if she was there.
Is there a moment that you remember page turning?
Probably when I spent 43 days in jail.
And why did you go to jail in the first place?
I wrecked my truck. That's when I ate 90 Valium and drank 3 bottles of whiskey. Then I tried to assault the policeman. They tried to arraign me a couple different times. The first time, right here, did me like I was crazy, because I was crazy. But after a while, I figured out that there's a reason why I'm in this jail. Is this what I want to do? Or is there someplace I want to be? Is there something I want to become?
After finally hitting rock bottom, Ryan began treating his PTSD with weed.
I know, an instant Jimi Hendrix or something. Couldn't
With
be like
PTSD,
spa
kind of
music.
vision gets blurry, like there's mud on the windshield. And this cannabis is kind of like the Windex. You spray on that mud and then you use a paper towel. Wow, now there's a whole different perspective.
After getting his life back on track, Ryan got full custody of his daughter. He remarried and recently bought a new home in the Maine countryside.
Ever since I was a kid, I wanted this. I wanted a wife, a child, a property. I got a baby boy on the way. This is my life goal.
We have dinner together every night.
In the military, you learn when you're eating, you're vulnerable. So this is something new that you do.
Why don't you think you need to be on guard anymore?
You've learned to let go.
You'll never be able to forget the things that you saw. Even if we don't remember things, it's still somewhere's in there. And I think just the cannabis just puts that in a safe place. It allows me to access it when I need to access it, but it's just not overwhelming. Not beating at the back of your eyeballs. Just crazy.
Your dad just smokes a little weed sometimes, or a lot of weed.
That's pretty funny, actually. So the daughter is all of what? 10? Yeah, she's 10. And she's like, when I was little. I'm like, guess what? You still are.
I'm gonna smoke some weed. Only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunt, looking for a watch shop. This is fucking awesome.
Walk into my house like, what up? I got some good pop. I'm just pumped up, got some herb from the pot shop.
Ice in the fridge, it used to be frosty. My friends like, damn, that's a stone ass donkey. Rolling in hella high, looking like it's FIFA time. Dominating all my friends as I eat some chili fries. Draped in a snuggie with my girl sitting next to me. Probably shouldn't have had a big gulp full of iced tea. Peace. But shit, it was 99 cents. I'll be blazing and smoking, about to go and get some munchies next. Passing up on those Cracker Jacks, Reese's Pieces of where it's at. Gotta get me some soda pop. Cotton mouth has been creeping up, but can't remember where I put my keys. Yeah, that's what's up. I'ma take your grandpa's ride. No, for real. Ask your grandpa, can I take a 65? To Bill cruising to my local Publix. Nothing better than rolling with two super fly chicks. They have frozen burritos. I bought frozen burritos. I bought some Ben and Jerry's, and then I bought some Cheetos. Hello, my main man Obama. A couple states have just reformed their laws on marijuana. What you gonna do, send the feds there? Hell no, the DPAs will be like, oh, they got volcanoes.
I'm gonna smoke some weed, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop, this is fucking awesome. I'm gonna smoke some weed, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop, this is fucking awesome.
What you know about the science of marijuana? What you know about people suffering from glaucoma? They need it, it helps them with their condition. If you don't believe me, then just ask some eye physicians. Thank your granddad for voting for that guy. Richard Nixon is the president who made the plant illegal, but science is now showing that it's medicine for people, and the private sector's fighting to keep all of that illegal. Alcohol and tobacco, pharmaceutical prisons. I'll take those 4 major lobby groups and fight those motherfuckers. They're making money day and night, all those motherfuckers, and bribing Congress out of sight, all those motherfuckers. They'd be like, oh, it's immoral and unhealthy. I'm like, how many people are you making wealth? Anti-marijuana lobbies are making all kinds of profits, and they don't want you to stop because of all the special interest. I call that getting swindled and pimp shit. I call that getting tricked by the government. That law's hella old, so it's time to update it, regulate it, and then get it under state control. Peak game, look into my political telescope. Think it's gonna stay like this forever? Not hella won't. Not hella won't.
Hey, Obama, stop being a hypocrite. You used to smoke weed, fool.
I'm gonna smoke some weed, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop, this is fucking awesome. Let's end the war on drugs, it's time to pull the plug. These special interest groups are nothing more than corporate thugs. Let's end the war on weed, the people have agreed. These special interest groups have built these laws with bribery. I'm gonna smoke some weed, only got $20 in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a pot shop, this is fucking awesome.
All right, welcome back to Weedsday Wednesday, everybody. Belle Star, Silver Sister. Buying and selling on eBay. You're listening to Weedsday Wednesday, and we're listening to a show on Vice, Weedakit. We play these at our beautiful little shop at 6224 East Speedway Boulevard. I was giving out the old address before you got here. See what happens? You throw me all off, man. I'm like, come on down, 48. Nope. That's a health store. That's a medical center, or what is it going to be? Hope something. Hope you feel better soon. It's a medical place, probably for old people. Listening to how marijuana could possibly help PTSD sufferers.
But it helps.
Ryan has found weed to be a game changer. I wanted to know if other vets are combating their war memories with a toke from the peace pipe.
Father God, thank you so much for your grace. You have given us things that are in this planet that you created. And Father, that we can use those things.
Did almost 3 tours in Vietnam. I went 40 years on my own with PTSD. Finally, out of desperation, I end up at the VA, and they gave me their drugs, their pill bottles. Over a 1.5 year period, they've doubled it about every 6 months. And then I found out drugs have a tendency to plateau and become ineffective, and I had a emotional collapse. I contemplated suicide, and I personally believe a lot of our brothers that are committing suicide now could attribute it to drugs.
The VA has a tendency to over-medicate the veteran. I was on a very dangerous substance called valproic acid. It has severe side effects. And some of these combat veterans cannot handle these side effects. Suicide is one of them.
Due to the medications the VA have given me, I have had suicide attempts. I have had a divorce, and I've had a lot of problems. Medical cannabis has changed everything. If I just take a little bit, I can feel an enormous amount of pressure just come off my shoulders instantly. The pain is there, but it subsides.
It's kind of awesome. We're like outside of church, it's like sneaking a bowl
I know,
after
right?
church.
Like on the down low.
Whatever helps. Right? Who are we to judge? Who am I to judge? I don't know.
Instant relief.
That's what you feel? Instantly when you inhale it, you're already feeling relief.
By the time it hit my lungs, a lot of that tension, I can just kind of feel like a subtle massage almost feeling. When I got back, it was like a shitstorm. I was a completely different person. I couldn't sleep. I would wake up covered in sweat. And the woman who was now my ex-wife, I would literally throw her down to the ground because I heard a noise in the middle of my sleep.
How's your life changed since you started smoking?
I'm a lot less depressed. I still have depression, but just everybody who knows me knows I'm just 10 times better if I have my herb. Now when I smoke in honor of my fallen soldiers.
Weed seems to hold so much promise for vets like David and the hundreds of thousands of other vets who suffer from PTSD. Yet vets are now killing themselves in shocking numbers, at more than 3 times the rate of non-veterans.
They say 22 a day.
I wanted to know what the Department of Veterans Affairs was doing to manage this crisis. So I've come to the congregation's local VA hospital in Phoenix, which recently came under attack for its poor record of veteran care.
Now we've uncovered just how far one VA hospital went to hide its outrageously long wait times.
Multiple sources tell CNN as many as 40 veterans died while they were waiting for medical care at this VA facility.
Over the last 12 years, the VA's prescription of 4 key opiates has risen 270%, while opiate overdose for veterans is twice the national average. Why can't they connect the dots here? I went to speak to Dr. Darren Deering, the hospital's medical director.
By some estimates, on average, 22 veterans a day take their own lives. So what is the VA doing to kind of try to stop that sort of slow tragedy?
That's a great question, and it's a problem that we take really seriously in VA. But there's been a very big push nationally to enhance mental health services for our veterans, whether that's in psychiatry, psychology, social work, depression care managers.
There is a perception that opioids are pushed on veterans. If you looked at the VA hospital in Wisconsin, there was reporting that, vets called it Candyland because they just got pills, they got pills, they got pills. So you see this very significant trend of prescribing very powerful opiates to veterans who are prone to addiction, who are prone to abusing these drugs. Why are opiates consistently overprescribed by the VA?
Well, I don't know that I would say that opioids are overprescribed by the VA. Again, I think this is really a national public health care issue.
The American Society of Neurology, they found basically that there's no strong substantial evidence to keep prescribing opiates to patients unless they have like a terminal cancer. Is it still the practice of this hospital to have long-term prescription of opiates for veterans who don't have cancer?
Well, there's not a facility policy on that ever gets that prescriptive across the whole spectrum of our patients. We serve around 85,000 veterans, and we'd never have a blanket policy that says you can't use long-term opioids.
There are 22 veterans who are killing themselves every day. That number could be higher if you counted opioid overdoses. VA healthcare is not working for these veterans. If you look at states that have medical marijuana, they are showing over the last 10 years a 25% reduction in opiate overdose deaths. So with all that evidence, like, why isn't it something that the VA is embracing?
So I think that's a question that you would have to ask at a higher level than the Phoenix VA, the Department of Veterans Affairs. We are a federal agency. Marijuana is still seen on a federal level as not a legal drug.
13 states and DC allow PTSD to be treated with medical marijuana. But since weed is still federally illegal, the VA, a federal agency, cannot prescribe or pay for it, as they would any other medication. Veterans with PTSD who think weed can help them are falling through the cracks of the federal and state weed disconnect.
That's where the issue lies, is that we are bound by federal law and agency guidelines, and that's where it stands right now.
Hands are tied. Phoenix, Arizona. Let's hear it.
Though the VA cannot prescribe marijuana for PTSD, many vets believe it works. I wanted to know what the scientific community thought. So I've come to meet Dr. Sue Sisley, a former VA psychiatrist who's worked with traumatized veterans for 20 years and is currently trying to study the effects of marijuana on PTSD.
The important discovery in the 90s was that, every human body has an endocannabinoid system.
Do this to raise your credit score fast. Have you seen this guy before?
You're listening to Weedsday Wednesday, and there's the credit score ad.
There are CB1 receptors throughout the central nervous system and CB2 receptors throughout the rest of the periphery, particularly the immune system. What we suspect is happening is that the CB1 receptors in the amygdala, the hippocampus, the parts of the brain that deal with emotion and anxiety and fear activation, that those structures are exquisitely sensitive to this plant. So when you use marijuana, it seems to reduce the signaling in those parts of the brain, reduce the neurotransmission that causes those awful symptoms. And patients then feel more relaxed. They feel less fixated on those awful dark memories that keep surfacing all the time. Our hypothesis is marijuana might be good for symptom control. So what we're hoping to do is help the veterans answer the question, first of all, is marijuana helpful for their PTSD? But also, more importantly, which phenotypes of marijuana might be best for treating the PTSD and which ones should be avoided. But because it's clear that there are some strains of marijuana that may actually be detrimental to the PTSD, that might exacerbate their anxiety, their memories, even create psychotic symptoms.
You get kind of paranoid when you get weed sometimes, right?
Yeah, that's what we're worried about, is that we don't want to make their situation worse by leading them into a plant that may actually heighten their symptoms.
Working in tandem with Dr. Sisley is Butch Williams, an accomplished pot breeder and the owner of a veteran-friendly dispensary, who is on the front lines of developing marijuana strains to treat PTSD.
She knows that she's medicinal quality and she's going to produce it. She has an essence that she was born with, which is her genetics, and we help her by giving her exactly what she needs to.
Butch grows the person you want to be.
All right. Well, that was Weedikits, why marijuana could help save a veteran's life anyway. All right, you're listening to Weedsday Wednesday. We are done to the end, and we just want to say have a great groovy day. Remember to be smart, be safe, and educate. Happy Weedsday! Smoke some weed. Thanks for always tuning in. Woo-woo. Happy Weedsday, everybody.
If you suffer from one of these,
Nope.